Okay, today's video is all about parabolas. A parabola is a curve where any point is equidistant from a fixed point and a straight line. That fixed point we'll learn later on, which is your focus point, and the straight line we're going to learn today is your axis of symmetry. We'll go over that in a few minutes. We have a bunch of parabolas here. We have a parabola that opens down. We have a parabola that opens up here and up here. Two that touch the x-axis, one that does not, two that touch the y-intercept, the y-axis, and one that looks like it will eventually but doesn't physically show where it lands. So we'll go over those. I'm going to go over the model problem while I go through the points of looking and understanding what a parabola is. Okay. Let's look at the graph to the right. All right, we're going to do these. I'm not going to go over these per se graphs due to time. So I'm going to go over the model problem and understand what each component is here and explain it a little bit more if I need to with these parabolas. So does this parabola open up or down? A parabola, you look at where the arrows are in a parabola. These arrows will help you indicate whether the parabola opens up or down. So since they are pointing in the upward direction, this parabola opens up. Okay, if it opens down, okay, this type of parabola is opening downward because the arrows are pointing down. What is the vertex? Now the vertex is the maximum or minimum point of the parabola. So the maximum point is the highest point, okay, the highest point, and the minimum point is the lowest point. So here we have the lowest point as we're going along through our parabola. We go down and we go up. It's kind of like also the changing of directions. Like this graph is going down and all of a sudden it hits the bottom and it goes back up. So this is your vertex. Your vertex is always a coordinate written in X and Y. So our coordinate here is over to the right, 3, up 1. So your vertex is 3, 1. And since we are going down, if we want to think about this as like kind of like jumping into the ocean and going down to the bottom of the ocean, sea level, and going back up. So this is the minimum point all the way down to the bottom of the ocean. So it's the minimum. An example of the maximum would be kind of going up along a mountain, up a mountain, you're at the highest peak, and then all of a sudden you go back down. So this would be the maximum point. Okay, this vertex would be the maximum. What is the axis of symmetry? Now the axis of symmetry is a line. It's a line that goes through the vertex and cuts the parabola in half. So a line that goes, well, let's make that a little bit straighter. A line that goes through the vertex and cuts it directly in half. And remember that our axis of symmetry is a line, so it is an equation. Line is always an equation, so it cuts the graph in half where you can fold it over. It's kind of like a mirror image, and it'll be right on top of each other. And so it's x equals 3 because it cuts the x-axis at 3. X equals 3 is your axis of symmetry. Then you have your y-intercept. What is your y-intercept? Y-intercept is where the parabola crosses the y-axis. So the parabola crosses the y-axis right here, okay? So the y-intercept is 0, 7. And then your x-intercept is where the graph crosses the x-axis. Notice here, it does not cross the x-axis anywhere, okay? It's above the x-axis where graphs over here are at, here we've got 2 points, 2 y-intercepts, okay? So the x-intercept is where the parabola crosses the x-axis, possibly 2 points or no points, as we see here in our model problem. So this is no x-intercepts. Okay, go ahead and try the check for understanding.